Hey, what's up YouTube? This is We All Juggle Knives and Lights with a review of this light, the Manker MK34. It comes in that box. Now down here are the other 4 Mankers that I currently own, and thus far with Manker, all of the ones I've tested out have been of high quality, solid construction, and good performance, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to try out this new Manker. And also because this thing is ultra bright, 8,000 lumens in turbo, 12 emitters. It's very compact. I didn't realize how compact this was until I got it in hand. Because if you look at the product listing, the pictures make it look huge. But no, this is super compact for how bright it is. One reason for that is because this takes 3 18650 batteries. Most of your super bright lights are going to take 4, not 3, so they can make it a much less diameter. It's very unusual to take 3 of those batteries. In fact, I only have one other light that does. Right, this Claris G30. And I will include links to all the previous reviews of those Mankers and to that Claris. Here are the stats on the light. You see it's got 6 brightness levels, plus the strobe. 8,000 lumens maximum, and it's not a super long range light, it's more of a flutter. You also see the run times there. So how does it work? Well, it has a side switch here. Now if you press this once, it will turn on. That's moonlight. It will always come on in moonlight unless you long press it. Right, but to turn it off, you long press it like so. Okay. So once it's on, you can single press to go through the first 5 brightness levels. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now to get to the turbo mode, you double tap. And that is the turbo mode. But you can also shortcut to turbo even when it's off. If you double tap, boom, instant turbo. Okay, strobe warning. When you're in turbo, you can get to the special modes with one click, so strobe. And it's got, I think that's SOS. It also has a beacon mode. And this is, that's battery indicator mode, I believe, because it's just a lit side switch. The light also has a memory function for the first 5 brightness levels, right? So if you turn it off and then you long press, it will go to the last of those 5 that you used. Now, if you turn it off in short press, again, it will give you just the moonlight. So best of both worlds there. Now, to install or replace the batteries, basically unscrew the head assembly from the body of the light. Right, you don't unscrew the tail cap, unlike many other lights. So all 3 batteries, they face that away. Like I said, it takes 3 18650s. I am using Samsung high drain batteries. Now this light specifically has to take unprotected batteries, because if it had a protection circuit, the batteries would probably turn themselves off, because to get that 8,000 lumens, it basically has to drain them at a high rate. And by the way, this can operate on only one battery. I don't necessarily recommend that, but you can do it. I guess in an emergency, yeah, it can use one battery. Here it is on the driveway, you know, from the top. And look at that angle. I mean, this really just has a huge flood effect. Okay, I'm out here on the testing board. This is the moonlight, so you can't see it. I'm going to cycle through all the brightness levels. And that is your 8,000. Wow. That is a lot. Alright, strobe warning, special modes. That's the strobe. And this is the Manker light from the 2nd story window. Quite a huge flood effect. I mean, look how wide. There's the testing board, my cutting stand. I am out here at the creek. It is very cold. That's my breath. Now this Manker light lights up everything. It's a very effective floodlight. I mean, just the whole scene. Not a huge amount of range, but if you need a flutter, this'll do. Definitely. Wow, it looks like daylight. I mean, it just looks like daytime down there. Okay, one thing I want to test is the step down. Let's just leave this on until it steps down. Then maybe we can time it from the video. The product listing did not mention a step down, but I have noticed it does have an auto step down. I timed it about at 23 seconds earlier, but I think it's temperature dependent. Ah, there we go. Did you see the step down? Yep, it stepped down. And we are back. So final conclusions on this light. Well, it's got good points and bad points. One of the good points is that it'll give you 8,000 lumens in such a super compact package. But one of the drawbacks is that it'll step down relatively quickly because it gets hot. So, you know, you're only getting around 25 seconds of burst mode, right, with that 8,000. Another potential drawback would just be the lack of range, the fact that it's like an extreme floodlight. I mean, the light comes out at almost a 90-degree angle, right, to the head of the light. That is an extreme flood effect. You know, obviously the way they've done these clusters of emitters with virtually no depth to a reflector. So of course that configuration, it lets them give you 8,000 lumens, but of course you're going to sacrifice range. So if you're looking for a floodlight, that's cool. But if you want some range, or if you want all the light concentrated on a man-sized target, not going to happen with this type of light. But on the plus side, like I said, compact and super bright. Also, the interface makes perfect sense, right? You got basically a shortcut to the moonlight mode, which is just what you would use to like read something, right? But you can also long press, right? You can long press for whatever mode was memorized. So you got a shortcut to your memorized mode. And then the double tap gives you a shortcut to the turbo. So that's all really good. You got 3 shortcuts, right? And then from here you can strobe, right? So yeah, the interface makes perfect sense. Another potential drawback is that it takes 3 batteries. It's kind of odd. Most people buy their batteries in even numbers. I buy mine in sets of 4, so 3 and I have 1 left over. However, you do get something for that logistical drawback. It lets them give you a much more compact light. And like I said, just the way they've wired this, it can operate on 1 battery in a pinch. So, kind of a drawback, but you do get something for that. Yeah, so no light does everything, right? But if you want the ultra compact flutter, then this is what you want. Now this is available at GEARBEST.com. I'll include a link if you want to pick one up, right? And I will hit them up for a discount code because it never hurts to ask. Right, so I hope you enjoyed seeing this Manker MK34. This has been We All Juggle Knives and Lights. I'm out.